Hi folks! Thanks for joining us on this video. If you're new here, I'm Willie.
And I'm Sarah.
We're a musician and artist who escaped suburbia and now live in a nearly 200-year-old cottage on the Isle of Skye in the Scottish Highlands with our dogs, Jack Spaniels, and the newest member of our clan, puppy Nori.
This week, I take on the mammoth journey from the Isle of Skye back to my hometown of Newcastle via train for an emotional reunion with friends and family.
Meanwhile, I stayed home with the dogs basking in glorious Hebridean sunshine, while Sarah got soaked in the English rain.
Will I want to return to the quiet of the cottage after a weekend in the city? And can Willie cope home alone with two crazy spaniels?
Plus, I bite the bullet and replace my dilapidated lobster creels to improve our chances of a good catch in this year's boating season.
Join us as we continue.
Living the Skye Life.
It is 5:45 in the morning and I'm at Isle of Skye train station, just back across the bridge on the mainland from Skye. I've been up since 4:15 and I'm heading down to Newcastle, which is where I'm from. I'm going to go see my friends and family. Willie's staying home with the dogs. We didn't think it was a trip for them. It is going to take about 10 hours. I've got 4 trains. I don't like driving long distances, so I've had to drive to here because there's no public transport from where we live. But I'm going to take the train from now on, and I just think it's going to be a much more pleasant journey. I can read my book, I can do some work, maybe even have a sleep because I am tired. I am not a 4 a.m. person. Train leaves at 11 minutes past 6, and that's about 20 minutes from now, so I'm going to get on the train, get a seat, and get settled in. I'd heard that this train journey from Isle of Skye to Inverness is supposed to be one of the most scenic in the whole of the UK, and as the sky lightened, the views did not disappoint. If you take this train, I recommend sitting on the left-hand side, facing the direction of travel, as the train line runs right along the banks of Loch Carron. As we got closer to Inverness, the scenery became flatter, changing from rugged mountains to fields and houses.
It's just after 7:30 and I'm awake because Jack's woken me up. He wakes up at 7:30 every day. They were great actually. They didn't make any noise when Sarah left at 4:15 or whatever time it was in the morning. They went straight back to sleep, and I thought when she left, jumped in the car, they would bark, but no noise at all. I guess I better get up and go and see my boys. Morning, Jack. I can hear you, pal. Hello, little ones. Oh no, come on. Good boys. Nori, come on. Nori, this way. Good boys. Yes, I hear you. Come on then. Good boys. Yay. Good morning, pup. Good morning, pup. And that's mornings with 2 dogs. I've just come back in the cottage to make their breakfast, and I see that Nori has gotten creative overnight. He's ripped up a corner of his bed and pulled his stuffing out. They had toys as well to play with, but that's not going to stop Nori and is chewing at the minute, being a puppy. So it looks like something I'll be fixing this afternoon. Nori's breakfast, Jack's breakfast, I'll put Nori's down first though, because if I put Jack's down just now, Nori will try and eat both. Jack will take a little bit longer, but watch this. Breakfast time! Alright, begin. Nori, this isn't for you. This is Jack's breakfast. Come on, Jack, eat your breakfast. Oh. Right then, mister. I think you'll find that's your brother's. Thank you. No, that's not yours. Good boy, that's enough. Right, come on, more playtime, laddies. Outside. Nori, come on. Jack's having his breakfast now. And Nori has been a little pest. Because he wants to eat Jack's breakfast too. Not content with having their own breakfasts, they've also got to have a piece of mine, which is a piece of crumpet. Okay, Jack, the big dog, you go first. Good dog. Nori. Nori next, Jack. No, Jack, naughty. This is for Nori. Good boy. Now, I'll have my coffee from my Elvis cup and then take them for a walk. Walk number 1, that is.
Well, I've made it to Inverness. That was about a 2.5-hour train journey, so it's just after 9 o'clock now, and I have a 2-hour layover stop off in Inverness. It was either this or get a later train from kind of Lochalsh, and I wouldn't get to my parents' house probably until about midnight, so I thought this was worth doing, get the early train and stop off in Inverness for a little bit. I've just walked through the covered market here. I'm gonna have a look for a cafe where I can get a second breakfast, I guess, for the morning and some coffee and sit it out. Oh my gosh, that breakfast was so good. I didn't actually think I'd finish it, but I've been up since 4, so I'm pretty hungry by this point. I'm gonna pop to the co-op and get some lunch for the train. Otherwise, I've got about half an hour until my train leaves, so I'm just gonna have a quick walk around, stretch my legs, and then it's on with the journey. The train from Inverness to Edinburgh is also beautiful, taking you through the ancient Cairngorm Mountains into the woodlands of Perthshire. I'm happy just to sit and stare out of the window on train journeys, but I also did manage to get some work done in between admiring the views.
Easy. I know you're excited, pal. I know. Easy, boy. Come on, Nori, let's go. Good boy, Nori. Come on, Jack. Jack's miles away already. Come on, Jack. Hi, wee man. That was fun, wasn't it? Two pups absolutely in their element. It's lovely to see. Hey, you two. Even though Nori did just steal Jack's stick. It's more like a log. Can you even get that in your mouth? I think Jack struggled. He's just going to lick it instead. See if you can get the stick, pal. Look, Jack, what's this? What's this? Is it sticks? Oh, okay, you don't want it either. Oh well, must be too big. I guess it'll be getting left there then. Oh well, just to prove me wrong there. Well done, Jack. Nori! Oh, he's seen some seagulls. You think he's going to keep going, but he doesn't. He always comes back. Burn off some of that puppy energy, will you? Am I going to get to play with it this time, Jack? Or is it just your stick? Trot, 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 trot. It's a perfectly calm day. It's beautiful down here. The reflections on the water, the mountains around me is something stunning. Here comes Nori for some more action. I love the sound his feet make. I guess I'll be out here for another 10 minutes or so. Nori can only have 25 minutes walk still because he's so young, he's still growing. Bliss. Well, as blissful as you can get when you've got two dogs running about in front of you. I should imagine Sarah will be down past Edinburgh now, I would have thought. Really long journey for her today. I hope she's having a good time. I feel bad that she's missing such a quiet, beautiful day. It had this sound, it sounded like a drone. It was like, ah! I thought, a drone? Who's going to be flying a drone here? There's nobody here. And then I realised it was the gulls going, ah! Ah! I've never heard them make that noise before. Every day's a school day in the Skye life. Whoa, it's quite fast, isn't it? That was a most enjoyable walk, albeit brief. I'll take them back to the house now. I'll exercise Jack in the garden for a bit longer than Nori. Nori will probably just go straight to sleep anyway. And then I'll get some work done. And then later this afternoon, I'll take them out again, except this time in the woods. Mix it up a bit. They like a bit of variety, this too. Good boys! Come on, pups. Come on, pups. Heel now, heel now. Good boys. Come on, Nori. Clever boy. No pulling, pal. I know you're excited. I know, I know.
The county of Northumberland, just across the border in England, is a far cry from the Highlands of Scotland where I started my journey, but it's a familiar and welcome sight, as it meant I was nearing the end of my mammoth journey. Even though I made it to Newcastle, I still had one train to catch to get to where my parents live. And I made it! I'm finally here after an hour's car drive, 4 trains. I've just got a couple minutes walk and I'm at my parents' house. It's over 12 hours since I left Skye Life Cottage and I shall be very glad to be sat down in a seat that doesn't move and maybe have a cup of tea, which I'm sure I'll be offered straight away when I get in to see my parents. That was a monster journey and I'm very glad it's nearly over. It's the day after my mammoth journey. I got marginally more sleep last night. I woke up at 6 a.m. today instead of 4 a.m. I got home last night and had a nice quiet evening in with my parents. It was really nice to see them again. I haven't seen them since last September. Tomorrow is Mother's Day, at least it is here in the UK, so I'm going to be spending that day with my mum and dad. But today I'm going to head into the city and I thought I would take you with me and show you a bit about the city where I grew up. Willie very kindly yesterday was sending me lots of visual updates of the weather on Skye because he was having a glorious day. Each photo he sent me looked more and more beautiful, with the sun out and the blue sky and sitting outside with the dogs, as I got further and further south and the weather got more grey and gloomy. I'm pretty sure he's going to do the same again today because he's already sent me pictures of him having coffee outside in the sun and it is pretty gloomy and grey. And I think it's going to rain. Fortunately, I didn't come here for the weather, but I did come here for the company. So I'm going to spend time with my friends. I think a bunch of us are meeting at the pub later on to watch the rugby, so that'll be really nice. Maybe a bit emotional, I don't know. And then I've got all tomorrow to spend with my parents as well. Let's head out and I'll show you a bit more about Newcastle. The first thing to do in Newcastle is obviously see the castle it was named after. Although quite old now, it was new back in the late 1100s when the castle keep was built. There has been a fortress here as far back as Roman times, when the settlement was known as Pons Aelius. Only 2 structures, the castle keep and the Black Gate, remain of the original castle. due to the construction of the railway line through the middle during the Victorian period. Okay, we're going to head down to the quayside now, which is a really amazing focal point of Newcastle because there are 7 bridges, I think, that cross the River Tyne right in the city centre. And it's pretty iconic, so I thought you'd like to see it. That's the Tyne Bridge, and that's probably the most famous landmark of Newcastle. If you think it looks like the bridge in Sydney, you'd be right because it's designed by the same company. Over this way, it used to be the Sage, it's called something different now I'm pretty sure, but that's a music venue. And then you have the Millennium Bridge there, and there is the Baltic Flour Mill, which is now an art gallery. My granddad was an architect and he worked for the firm that designed that building when it was a flour mill originally, and then later I worked there as one of the gallery attendants. And rumour has it, if you go in now, it's probably been about 8-9 years since I worked there, and I think there's still a picture of me on one of the tour signs in the Baltic Art Gallery. So if you're ever visiting, keep an eye out. I haven't got time to go in there today because I'm going to meet friends, but yeah, that's a little part of my history here. Newcastle Quayside is also home to some of the city's oldest timber-framed buildings. This house was the scene for a famous love story in 1772. Bessie Surtees climbed out of this window in her rich merchant father's house to elope to Scotland with the son of a coal trader she was forbidden to marry. I don't know how steep this hill looks on camera, but it's pretty steep. And I used to cycle up this hill after work every day on a 3-speed bike, which is just insane to me now. I'm now walking up into the city centre proper, and it's an area called the Granger Town, built in this kind of Regency style, so it's a really beautiful street.
You might remember that last year I found some lobster pots on the foreshore and I did them up and then used them. Now the reason I did that is I didn't want to invest in new lobster pots because I didn't know if there was any lobsters out there, and I didn't know if I would enjoy it. I did enjoy it, and there are lobsters out there. So this year, having looked at the lobster pots that were already badly damaged and now are frankly falling apart, I decided it was time to take the plunge and buy some lobster pots, and they've been delivered today. I bought 3 of them at the moment, so let's have a look at them. Here they are. Let's unwrap them. The first thing I've noticed about these pots is the weight of them. They are much heavier than the ones I had the last time, which weren't really fit for purpose. They were actually langoustine pots. These are catch-all pots, and I'll show you what I mean in a minute, but what a weight. Anyway, let's get it open. Well, there wasn't too much to unwrap really. The main difference with these pots is that they don't have the rings inside, and the reason that they have those rings inside is so you catch only langoustines or small lobsters. This can catch any kind of crab, including the big brown crab that you get here, and I've seen massive ones here as well. There's going to be a lot more to catch, I reckon, and hopefully we'll get some decent sized lobsters as well. You never know. It's the same design pretty much, aside from this. You go right in here, and anything that's sort of up to about that weight can get in there. The other thing is, they've all got this rubber around them. They're much, much heavier, as I said before. I don't know whether I should string them 3 at a time now, like I used to. It looks like a serious piece of kit, and they weren't cheap as well. They're fairly expensive, but hopefully, now that I've got decent ones, they'll last for a long time.
a good few years, I hope. That's a proper piece of kit. So now I've got the new trailer for the boat, I've got new lobster pots. I'm taking this season really seriously, and hopefully it'll be a really, really good one, and hopefully you'll enjoy watching it too. By comparison, if you look out the window at that pot there, that's what the lines from last year are now like. They're really tatty, and I don't actually think anything would stay in that. I think crabs and lobsters would just find their way out. So rather than try and repair it again, I thought, you know what, just buy some proper ones. Just moving those meant I had to take my jacket off. I'm sweating. They're 18 kilos each, and that's before they're wet as well. So I'm now thinking, is it better to put one down at a time with this individual buoy, or put them in a string, but make sure that the string is long enough so I'm only lifting one at a time, because I can't lift nearly 60 kilos myself out of the water. So yeah, what do you think, folks? Do you reckon one at a time on its individual buoy, or a string with a long enough distance between the ocean floor and the top so that I'm not having to lift more than one at the same time? Let me know in the comments below.
I got on the bus from the city centre and I've come to a place called Gosforth, which is where I grew up. I haven't been here in a long time. My parents moved away from here about the same time that I went to Scotland, so about 7, nearly 8 years ago. So yeah, it's a little bit strange being back here, but it's really nice, and I'm going to meet my friends that I've known since school at the pub. But I thought I would just take a little moment to walk around my old neighbourhood, have a little look round. Newcastle's not a big city by any means. It's not as big as London or Edinburgh or Glasgow, but it is pretty busy. It's got 2 universities. It has a very vibrant nightlife scene, shall we say. Very well known, especially for stag and hen do's. So a very different place to grow up and live than Skye. Quite a surreal experience being back here. I'm now walking down to Gosforth High Street, which is where all the shops and banks and the cafes are, and the pubs. I actually used to work in one of those pubs, which is a Wetherspoons, and for those of you who don't know, Wetherspoons is a very prolific chain of pubs in the UK that are very cheap, sometimes cheerful, sometimes not so cheerful, and you get them pretty much wherever you go, not on the Isle of Skye. We're not going to that pub today, we're going to a different one. But I might just go and see it just for old time's sakes. If you've watched any of our other videos where we've mentioned Greggs, the bakery, Gosforth is particularly important because that Greggs is the original Greggs, which is now found across the UK. I must have passed about 12 of them in the city centre, and I'm pretty hungry, so got to go get a sausage roll because that is the law. After a busy day, it was finally time to meet up with my friends and switch my phone off for the evening. It's Monday morning, I'm heading to the train station. It's not quite raining, but it's still very grey and miserable, but I've had a really lovely time. It's just been so nice to see everyone, see my parents and spend some time with them, and yeah, seeing my friends on Saturday night was just so lovely. I don't think I've seen that many of them all together in one place for at least 2, nearly 3 years, so quite emotional seeing them all. We still just get together and chat like nothing's changed, so yeah, that was really lovely. It's nearly 10:15. It's a lot nicer start time than when I arrived, but it means I'm not going to get back to the cottage until about 10:30 tonight, so wish me luck. Let's hope it goes smoothly. Well, I've got an hour to kill in Newcastle now before I get my train to Edinburgh, so definitely time for a stotty run. And if you've watched a few of our videos, you might know the stotty is a Newcastle speciality. It's a big, flat, dense bread bun, essentially. And I love them, and Willie loves them. And every time we come, we try and get one. Just up this lane is Pink Lane Bakery. I've not been there before, but I've heard really good things about them. So I'm going to go check them out first and see if I can get some from there. I got some sourdough stotties, which I've not had before, so that's good. And I got Willie a cheese scone to take back, and you know I can't resist a cinnamon roll, so had to be done. Debating now going to get a coffee for the train. I think it's going to be another caffeine-fueled day, but it's going to be worth it. It's a long journey. I can't wait to get back and see my boys and see the cottage and the view and just have the quiet and calm again. It's been a really lovely weekend, but yeah, I'm ready to be back on Skye.
is the last day of Sarah being away. She comes back tonight. The dogs and I are in the woods. We've gone for a walk. Sarah was quite clear with me when she went away. She said, look, don't work all the time, because that's what I did the last time she went away. And when she came back, I'd done everything and she felt guilty. So this time I worked on the Friday, which was the first day that I filmed, and I'm filming today. This is the Monday morning. In the middle, the weekend, I did have some time to myself with the dogs, and I must say I really enjoyed it. It was really nice to spend some time with them without having a camera out all the time. But don't get me wrong, I love what we do. I love making these videos. But it's also nice to have some time out from any job, and that's what me and the wee dogs did. We just enjoyed each other's company, did a bit of tinkering on the Land Rover, did a bit of tinkering on the boat, and just enjoyed having these wonderful wee dogs. Lots of walks, lots of fun, and it was a nice bonding experience as well. But the burning question, did I miss Sarah? Of course I miss Sarah, and so did the boys. I think they're going to blow up when she comes to the house tonight. It wasn't so bad during the day because I kept myself busy. I was constantly doing something. I'm not one of those people that can just sit around, so I didn't really have time to think about it too much during the day. The times I noticed it was at meal times. When I sat down by myself, it was very strange not having Sarah next to me at the table. Didn't like that much. Sarah and I are always in each other's company. We work together and we live together and we love each other and we just do everything together. So when she's away, at times I really miss her. But like I said, just keep yourself busy. That's what I do. And it was nice as well. It was nice to spend some time with just the dogs and myself. I feel like I bonded with Nori more because he's quite a mummy's boy, is Nori. But he had no choice but to be cuddly with his dad this time. So it was actually really lovely. And of course, old faithful Jack. But Jack and I were close anyway. It was an interesting experience. I don't really like spending time away from her, but I totally understand that she wants to see her family and friends. And, you know, I'm 100% behind that. I think it's really healthy for her to get some time away. But I think if it was any more days, I might start pulling out what's left of my hair. Anyway, let's walk these boys. And that'll be the end of the time that Sarah's been away. Let's crack on. Nori, where are you going? Just climbed straight up a sheer embankment. Oh, and knew he was going to do that. They're both sniffing. I wonder if they can smell a deer or something. There are a few deer around here, so red deer, big uns, definitely on the scent. Look at them, especially Jack.
I think I brought the rain back with me. Oh well.
I'm on the sofa with the dogs. Sarah has just texted me to say she's at the gate at the bottom. So I've just taken Nori out for a whittle. Otherwise he gets excited and whittles on the floor because he's a puppy. They're probably about to go absolutely crazy anytime soon. Paw, good boy. Other paw, clever dog. Massive paw, yes. Jack's fast asleep. Are you sleepy? Yes. I normally tell them when Sarah's coming back, but I haven't tonight. I'm just going to let it happen. Oh, they've both noticed. Who's this? It's Mummy!
Hello! Hello, babies!
Hello.
Oh! Hi! That was my button! Hello!
Oh, baby! Oh, that's my scarf. Drop that, please. I think Nori's grown.
Nori has grown.
Oh my God.
Thanks! Hello! Hello! I'm so good to see you boys!
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
I came back. I came back to see my boys. Yes. Oh my God, he left and he was still a puppy and now he's dog. What happened?
Yeah, he grows very quickly.
How long did I go away for? As always, so much for watching our video. We really hope you enjoyed that little taste of Newcastle life. Living the toon life.
The toon life! Living the toon life!
Yeah, I don't think it's going to catch on, is it? If you did enjoy it, please do leave us a like, a comment, or subscribe to our channel if you don't already. It's free to do and it really helps us out.
If you did enjoy the video and you'd like to support the channel further, you can do so over on Ko-fi. You could buy us a coffee, or you can buy the dogs a wee treat. And what I really mean is help with the running cost of the channel and give the dogs a wee treat.
Or if you want to help us out more long term, you can join our amazing community over on Patreon, where you get lots of bonus updates for helping us out each month.
We've got some exciting news over on our Patreon as well, so it's worth going over just to have a look at that. If you'd like to support us on our creative endeavours, you can go to Sarah's Etsy store or my Bandcamp for my music.
As always, all the links to our pages are in the video description. Hello.
Thanks again for watching, and we will see you next week. Jazz hands, jazz hands. We're leaving our suburban life, moving over the sea to Skye. Are we chasing a dream? I guess in time we will see, when we're living the Skye life. Living the Skye life. Okay. So if you want in, or chance.
You can wait 2 minutes. Impatient little Cold. What else was I going to say? No? Sirens have started?
Ready. Less popular video. If you did enjoy the video and you'd like oh hello, got a frog there. Wasn't France you went to, was it?
If you've seen our videos before, you'll know that the stotty is if you've seen our videos before, bloody sirens. I'm heading to the train station. Probably quite loud. Sorry about that.
Come on boys. Uh-oh. That's that water. Uh-oh. Nori. Oh man, has he broken it?
So I've just walked to the train station. I don't need to climb over the bridge, because that's the other way. That's where I'm going. Stupid girl. I promise those sirens aren't for me.
Click here to subscribe to live in the Skye life.
Click here to go back to the start of our adventures with our very first episode.